Live from the City of Angels, you are watching Breaking Box Office here Sunday morning as we get into the numbers. Alien Romulus did better than expected. Not as high as I had this thing. I had it at 52. We end up at 41.5 for the weekend. That's stateside. Let's go over all the numbers. We'll break down the demographics, the IMAX, the international, all of that right now. Here we go. Number one here stateside, $41.5 million. Second highest opening for the Alien franchise, surpassing Alien Predator. That was at 38.3. This is also bigger than Covenant. So this is a solid opening. Listen, I thought we could push 50 plus. Didn't happen. That doesn't mean it's a disappointment, because wait till we get to the overseas numbers. Very strong there. The film earned positive reactions throughout the weekend. Post-track is the alternate cinema score. They gave it 4 out of 5 there, so that's solid. Remember, I said I like this film a lot, okay? There is so much about Alvarez's direction in this film, and also the performance of that young actor in the android role, David Johnson. He's great. I mean, he deserves a supporting consideration for that role. He's so good in this film. B+ cinema score, which is the best since Aliens. And for horror, as they mentioned here, that's a good grade. Typically, it's not a good grade. For horror, it's good because typically you see a horror film, at a C or lower because it has such a down ending. This has more of an up ending, which I'm sure helped that score out. Let's go to the international numbers here, and you're looking at a total of 66 points. Let me pull it up here. Where is it? Sometimes these emails are a nightmare to read. $66.7 million international. So that means the total global was 108.2 on this. Couple of bullet points from the international. Number one in France, non-local, Italy, Spain, UK, China, and Korea. Also, we have some other important notes here from Disney. Again, all this from the Disney email. The opening has already exceeded the lifetime gross of A Quiet Place day one in China, where it had $25.7 million, the second highest non-local opening of 2024. So that's good. Anytime you get Chinese cash into your film, you are doing well, and you see it here for Alien Romulus. It's a lot of films in a row for Disney. You see, when Disney does not go woke, they get China. That typically is one of the reasons why these films don't travel to China. There's something that they find objectionable in the film, and therefore it does not get that international debut over there in China. Overall, we estimate the $66.7 million international opening is 47% ahead of A Quiet Place day one, 17% ahead of Prometheus, which was over $400 million worldwide. So this is, as I mentioned, a very strong start. Let's get to when you throw in the international for sure. Let's get to the nuts and bolts of this thing in the formats based on, where you went to see this. This is another one of these films that is essential to see in IMAX, in Dolby, in 4DX, in PLF, premium large format. You're seeing that more and more with these big tentpole event films, that the audience does not want to see them on the regular laser screen. They want to see them on the largest format possible. And here we go. Premium formats, 51% of the total box office, and that includes, as we mentioned, IMAX, 4DX, Dolby, ScreenX, all that stuff. PLF, 27%, IMAX, 18%, D-Box, Motion, that's 4DX, 5%, ScreenX, only 1%. ScreenX is the one where it moves all over the place, right? I think for this movie, that'd be good. They say Twisters was cool like that. We have one sort of close by. I might finally go see a movie in that format just for the hell of it, because I do like Romulus, so I think that might be a good film to see, because we don't have anything major coming our way that'll fit that Screen X perfection the way that this did, Twisters did. I mean, Joker's not, right? So, and then we have, what's the next? Beetlejuice? No. So this might be the last chance to really check out Screen X with a film that works in that format really well. And that is right now. So audience demographics, male, 70%. Female, 30%. Not surprised when I went to see it on Thursday night. That's what it looked like. It's like, where are all the women? They're not here. That's for sure. 13 to 17, 5%. 18, 24, 24%. 35, 30 25-34, 31%, 35-44, 19%, 45-54, 11%, 55 plus, 9%. As you see, big time older audience. Why? Well, because they grew up with Alien, right? I mean, this is a Gen X franchise, and as such and beyond. And because of that, you get that older market coming in. So again, all in all, strong debut for Alien Romulus. We'll take it. Just a little under, though, what I expected it here stateside. Deadpool and Wolverine, latest numbers on that. Stay with the Disney email. Roll it back and get to the part where it talks about Deadpool Wolverine globally after 4 weekends. $1.142 billion, 545.8 domestic, make that 596.8 international. The number one non-local movie in several markets, including Australia, in its 4th weekend. This is weekend number 4, and you're seeing this with an estimated 61.9 worldwide just in weekend number 4. Solid holds. The number 9 MC release all-time, now beyond Captain Marvel and Spider-Man Far From Home. The highest grossing R-rated release of all time. We talked about that last weekend. It beat Joker. Now the second highest global MPA release of 2024 behind Inside Out 2. That means Disney has, yes, the top 2, plus they have the number 1 film this weekend with Alien Romulus. So they have not gone broke, and they have not gone, well, what is it? Gone woke and then gone broke. I'm sorry. God, I totally botched that. Domestically, number 2 film for the weekend. Its 4th weekend, dropping just 46%. The 6th MC release of all time stateside, highest grossing R-rated release all time stateside, second highest MPA release behind Inside Out 2 stateside. Internationally, number 1, number 11 make that MC release all time, third highest grossing R-related release of all time. Man, I'm flying here. Okay, let me just take a second. Second highest international MPA release of 2024 to date. Strongholds for major markets: France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Brazil, Australia, UK, Spain. France was only down 16%, Germany 28%. These are all strongholds. Inside Out 2, let's mention that as well, because we are here with it now in the Disney email. Just a quick little update on that. Now at $1.626 billion worldwide. That is the number 1 film of 2024, and I doubt anything's going to beat it. Deadpool Wolverine will not get to that number. Anytime you have that 4-quad full audience involvement with a film, you're not going to be able to get that high. And Deadpool Wolverine, for an R-rated film, who called it? Weber called it. I said $1 billion on this film. I was dead on, but I did not expect Inside Out 2 to be at 1.6. I thought Inside Out 2 would be at 900, maybe $1 billion if we were very good, very lucky. So that film obviously outperformed in a major way. So Disney is thrilled across the board with both of those properties, and again with Alien Romulus here this morning. It ends with Us is a huge success story. $180 million worldwide already through just 10 days. Okay, almost 100 million here stateside, 82.2 million overseas, again for that total of 180. And at this point, it goes on to say, this is the overseas numbers on this, already higher than the lifetimes of Girl on the Train, remember that one, and Where the Crawdads Sing, which actually was a big success for Sony. Stellar new openings in Germany and France, combined with remarkable holds in sophomore markets, down a mere 18%, down 52% here stateside. So better overseas as far as the drop than the stateside drop. International weekend, 33.1, 82.2, and again, 180 total, almost $100 million stateside alone. So big success, even with all of the terrible stuff that's going on off the field, right? Between director Blake Lively. Lively's getting dragged right and left for interviews. We'll show some of those tonight. That'll be one of our big topics here tonight on the Sunday evening big show here live from the City of Angels. Also want to mention Borderlands. Oh my God. Borderlands fell 73% in its second weekend. I went in to Borderlands on Thursday night after I saw Romulus. I said, let me just walk in and see what the crowd in Dolby looks like for Borderlands. I counted 6 people in the Dolby cinema. It's huge. It's got to have 300 plus seats. 6 people watching Borderlands, down 73%, a little over $13 million for this film. It's $125 million plus the promotional spend. You're looking at $140 plus million all in, which means this film is losing Lionsgate and everyone who bet on it tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. It should never have been made the way that it is presented to you by Eli Roth. And it's such, listen, it's not, someone said it's one of the worst movies of all time. That's not true. That's not true. It's one of the worst bombs of all time. Borderlands is watchable, but completely and utterly forgettable. Not a single moment in the film is funny or exciting or interesting, but it's not the worst. The problem is we have all these Gen Zers in the space that want to say it's the worst movie. It's not the worst. Beau is Afraid is worse than this from a watchability standpoint. From an artistic standpoint, no, but because at least he's taking wild chances. But from a watchability standpoint, Borderlands is way more watchable than Beau is fucking Afraid. We're not playing that game, Gen Z. Gen Z's the stupidest generation this planet has ever ushered in. Literally the most dim-witted generation in the history of the planet, and yet we have to listen to their shit takes 24/7 on film Twitter. The biggest knob generation in the history of planet Earth is with us today in Generation Z. Box office top 5. I've got to get a dig in here and there on this show. I'm not waiting until tonight. I'll do it during the box office show. Let me do that. Number 1, Alien Romulus, 41.5 million, ahead of expectations by many, under my expectations. I wanted 50 plus. Deadpool Wolverine, $29 million, ends with us, $24 million, down 52%. Twisters hanging in there at 9.8 million. I sent this tweet out. Important to note on this film, it is still not over $100 million in overseas cash. That means less than 30% of the money in full for the global on Twisters came from overseas. You don't want that. That's bad. So Twisters is a mixed success story. Stateside, over $220 some million, right here in the States. And then the problem is overseas is that you're looking at less than 100. So that's not acceptable. And they definitely aren't happy with that over at Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has the international in this. Universal has the domestic. Very much like the 96 version, only it was flipped. Warner Brothers was like, why couldn't we get the domestic this time around? That was more beneficial to us. This time they got effed over by getting that international cash because you're not even at $100 million. Number 5 is Coraline, back in theaters, 15th anniversary, 8.6 million. That's a huge success for a film that is brought back into theaters 15 years later and is averaging $5,000 per screen. That's one of the better averages this weekend, only on 1,600 screens here stateside. Very big win there for Leica Studios. Smart re-release. And I think now that we're into this slow part of the schedule, as we go forward here, there's nothing big coming up. I know Beetlejuice, whatever, man. And I'm even Gen X, and I don't even care about Beetlejuice. I really don't. I mean, will I watch the movie? Of course. Am I excited for it? No, man. I saw a movie last night that I really like called Skincare. I want to watch Skincare. I want to watch Strange Darling, which I'm going to the premiere tomorrow. I'll have that reaction coming up for you later this week. I want to see these kind of films, original films. I don't know what's going to happen in them. I do not want to watch Beetlejuice and Michael Keaton being goofy and the whole thing and the nostalgia. I just don't want to watch this stuff anymore. Even Ghostbusters, even though I didn't hate the last one. I just don't want to watch. You guys feel me? I definitely don't want to watch Avatar fucking 3. That movie can be can just be zapped. Let's snap that son of a bitch. Get rid of it. James Cameron, you've wasted your entire back end of your career on a Viewmaster 3D bullshit film. Anyone who thinks that Avatar is cinema, you need to just exit. Leave the stream. Don't come back. Avatar sucks my fucking cock. I hate that movie. Sorry we had to get so brutal here tonight. I'm just telling you guys, I can't stand the metaverse bullshit that is Avatar masquerading as cinema. Give me a fucking break. And this is why Disney doesn't invite me anymore. I don't care. I don't want to sit through another Avatar 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't give a shit how many more you make, Cameron. You're wasting all your time throwing money into the literally. Think about all the great things that we could have, but instead we've got Avatar 3 and 4 and 5, and they're coming to take over again. Let's capture your world again. Oh, they have to fight them off. Only this time it's a volcano and an ashland, not the ocean. God, guys, expect more from your movies than Ava-fucking-Tar. I hate that film. Despicable Me 4 is number you watch it, you're like, this is supposed to be just like a box office show. Why is he ranting and raving about Avatar? Because that's what we do. We're not Grace fucking Randolph, the most boring person. God, her takes are terrible, and she has her movie math. It's lame. We destroy movie math just alone in the digs on Gen Z and Avatar. Forget it. You got the news, and you also get digs. Despicable Me 4 is now over $500 million internationally. This film is at $800+ million worldwide. It's only the third film this year to do $500 million plus in overseas cash alone. Trap number 7 at $35 million. Listen, I know that M. Night was the one who actually funded this film. It's end up not going to be that big a loser. It's $35 million. And even when you get all of the streaming in there and everything that's going to come out of that when it comes out of theaters, you're looking at a film that's actually going to be okay compared to Horizon. Trap is not good. Okay, can we make sure that's clear? That film at the back end with the implausible bullshit that happens in that film, but it's still better than Horizon. Then again, what isn't this year? One of the worst directed films, certainly of the past decade plus, Horizon, from just a pure calibration standpoint. Again, just quickly on that. Anytime you're a director, your job is to make your film tight and to make sure that everything that's in that film needs to be there. Go watch Horizon. You know how much of that film doesn't need to be in that film? 75% of it. It should have been an hour and 45 minutes, and there shouldn't even be a second one. It's not even that epic of a story. I could write a better version of Horizon in a week. We're almost finished with our script. It's better than Horizon. I can promise you that. Inside Out 2, 642 here, stateside, number 8. Number 9, Borderlands at $13.5 million. And Stree 2, which is a debut at $2.5 million here. So Freddy 3D is better. Listen, anything, Sir Grizzle, anything that you want to throw on the other side of Avatar is going to be higher than Avatar. I can't stand that movie. Last time when I was in Avatar 2, remember all 3 hours of it, I was sitting there. I was so bored after an hour of this rehash, essentially remaking the first version for the first hour and a half of that film. Then we finally start the second, inhabitation of the planet. Oh my God, guys, I swear to God, there's times when I look around at the audience, Avatar 2 is one of them, and you look around and you're like, God, this audience is dumb. They're so dumb. They think this is good. They think this is good cinema. And then you just say, yeah, that's the story of most of society. They just have very low expectations. So I have to do this every single time we do a stream. I'm not going to stop because we need more skincares. And I assume Strange Darlings, which I'll see tomorrow. I know we need more of those films than we do Avatar 3, 4, and 5. Cammy, you're blocked. The stream's over. We're not doing this here. We'll talk about it tonight live back here from Los Angeles for the big show tonight. We'll talk about Blake Lively. We'll talk about influencers. Now they've taken over the space. Big shock. We only have said that forever, and now people are finally catching on to the studio's MO when it comes to getting good publicity out there. They don't care who sends the tweet. They just want to use masterpiece. Best film I've seen this year. One of the best films of the year. They can get that from anybody. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can send that tweet, and they'll attach it to the marketing of the film. We'll discuss that tonight, along with an in-depth evaluation of skincare. One of my favorite movies of the year. I'll tell you why. Tonight, live from the City of Angels. Until then, peace out. Live from LA, MMT is out.